Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Breaking News. It is June 4th, 2023. I'm your host, David Corcoran, and tonight I've got a couple of videos. We've been going around the district and still interviewing some of our champions from the district conference that we had in Milan not just a couple of weeks ago. And I've also got an exciting video tonight for you from one of our new initiatives. Well, it's not so new, but it's certainly a more established initiative that's happened around our district that might inspire you as well to do something different. So as I said, this week I've been pre-recording a couple of videos due to the time. And as we are now going further into the summer period, so I hope wherever you are across our District 109, that you are enjoying some better weather. But in other parts of our district, of course, there are still disasters happening. And so our thoughts are with those who perhaps are in a spot of bother. And where we can help, please let us know through our informal network of Toastmasters. So first, I'd like to play for you a video recorded earlier in the week with the winner of our evaluation contest. So we'll just get straight into that video now. Toastmaster Mandy, thank you for joining us tonight on Breaking News.
Thanks, David. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and congratulations. You are our District 109 Evaluations Contest winner. Congratulations. Really a big achievement.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. And tell us a little bit more. I wasn't able to attend the conference, so maybe others did attend the conference and already saw your winning evaluation. Others who didn't attend the contest or the conference, maybe can you tell us a bit more about, what was it like to be at that district level competing in the evaluation contest? How did you go on that day?
So it was really exciting, actually. And I think the evaluation contest, just through the different levels, every time was a new challenge. So that was just nice, just every time go through the steps and to see it evolve. So that whole process was exciting. I think what was great about the contest in general was that everyone was able to get together again after so long. And that was just a really nice experience. And I personally hadn't been to one yet. Online. I had, but it is a little bit different when you actually have to travel and you're going away. So it was just a really great experience, and I highly recommend it. I've also been telling everyone in the club, right, let's get organized for Istanbul next year. Yeah.
Cool. And was the evaluation contest earlier in the conference and contest, or was it later? Did you have time to celebrate? How did it work?
So it was in the middle. We had the international speech contest first, the evaluations was in the middle, and then we finished off with the table topic. So I sort of had the morning where I thought, right, I'm going to switch my mind off. I'm going to enjoy the speech contest because at that level, there was just such great competitors, some wonderful speeches. So that helped just to, relax a little bit and decompress. And then I took the lunch break to get ready and go for it afterwards.
And speaking of being ready, did you have a winning formula or a structure? I remember years ago watching some people, and it was clear that they had like a way in which they things they looked out for as evaluators. Maybe you have an insight to share for those who are newer to evaluations at club level, for instance?
Yeah, I've always really enjoyed evaluations. I have to say it's one of the things I prefer most. So I felt more or less comfortable with it. But what I wasn't comfortable with it seemed to be a bit random every now and then. Sometimes I did a great evaluation. Other times I was like, nah, could have done better. And so preparing for the evaluations contest, I originally was looking for a better note-taking structure because I thought there's only limited time to prepare. There's 5 minutes in which to prepare. So I need to be really organized with my notes, which were just, just written notes before that. And that led me down a rabbit hole of learning how to prepare for evaluations. And really one of these Pandora's boxes that I thought, oh my God, what have I done? Actually, I know nothing about evaluation. So I think it had the reverse effect. It made me really nervous. But I just sort of like thought, okay, well, let me just see what there is to learn and prepare what I can and stay spontaneous on, flexible enough to adapt to the speech. But yes, there was a lot that I learned. So the note taking was a really big difference for me, just to organize the notes in the way that I took them so that I was ready to give the evaluation. I knew what I was looking out for. And then it was really this combination of how to dose what you say to the speaker and what you inform the audience of in terms of theory when you're giving a speech. So yeah, I think those things really helped me, and I was much more specific with them than I had been until then.
Okay, great. So bringing the audience in and also giving that feedback to the participant who's giving that speech. So that's a nice way to think about that for a club, actually. It just reminds me of the last evaluation I gave. So very similar. So I've maybe you're onto something to help me already. So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's great.
I had quite a few people actually ask about the details in preparing, and I put together a document that I've sent out because it was really a game changer for me. And I think that it's small tips that are useful and that we can just keep them back of our mind. The other third thing was the timing. And that's the challenge as well, because when we tend to get nervous or when we improvise a speech, as we do a little bit in evaluations, we don't use our words very strictly because there's the ahs and the ums, and we're thinking as we're speaking. So that was also one of the big challenges.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I guess that takes time and practice. So how long have you been a Toastmaster for, Mandy?
So I've been a Toastmaster about 6 years now. Yeah.
Good. So plenty of time to practice and be involved with. You said evaluations was your favorite thing to do as well.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I love Toastmasters in general, but it's true that the evaluations I like best. I'm terrified for table topics. Terrified.
Are you really? That's my favorite part.
Yeah. That's incredible. I'm always in awe of people that manage to do them well.
That's true. Yes. Yes. I always think you've got to have a story straight away. Probably like the evaluations, you see something and you've got to have an angle. So maybe it's more on the body language of that person or the vocal tone or something about their speech structure. I don't know if you had a moment where you thought, right. And let me ask you, out of all the evaluators on that day for the contest, did everybody have a similar theme? Or you may not have heard everyone, but you heard a couple of people maybe?
No, I was last.
You were last. Okay.
Yes,
wow.
I was last.
Wow.
So
did anyone tell you, yours was unique because you chose a different angle, or how was it?
Well, it was funny because we had a great speaker. We really had the pleasure of having a great speech that was done by Alan. And he combined very nicely humor with a very touching story. But his humor really came across strongly. And I think what I heard a lot was that, so he was galloping across the stage at some point, and it really added to the speech. And I think what I heard afterwards was that everyone more or less mentioned this galloping, but I actually started my evaluation by galloping across the stage myself. And I heard that came across like differently, just in terms of like I was playing around with it. So I think that was one of the things. And then just, I don't know, I think I heard there was a lot of strong evaluators. I was speaking to them as well beforehand, so I'm pretty sure that everyone did well. And then it's just very hard for me to judge that. So yeah, sure. But I would have loved to see them as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure if you saw Mandy, if you are watching, you can give her that feedback, find her and say what it was that really was crystalline about her winning speech. And of course, the judges, are the ones deciding there. But really, it's a great achievement for you to have made, and not the only one, as you just told me. So, Mandy, you belong to the same club as Karina Shea, the international speech winner, who's going on to the next levels now. So, what a kudos for the Neon Club in Switzerland.
Yeah, we were so proud of that. And I think one thing is winning your competition, that's great. But just, we really felt like we were on this journey together. And then having won, the two of us, was just so exciting. And we really work as a team, the whole club. And, throughout the whole process, every time people advance, everyone's thinking alongside everyone else. which is, I think, one of the really big strengths. I was constantly getting tips and feedbacks, and it's just all really useful. And then you always take on board what you want to and what you don't, but you're aware of it all. And then just really being open in terms of hearing it and also sharing that feedback, and just supporting each other. We have a lot of fun in the club, I have to say. Like, half of the time we're just giggling together, and it just there's a great atmosphere, a great camaraderie in the club, and I think that helped a lot. So as I was saying to you earlier, David, we were the ones that happened to win, but it was like a group achievement, and we really felt it that way.
That's wonderful. And were there others from your club also just there attending the conference? Did you have a big delegation go across?
No, so unfortunately we were the only two from our club. Okay. There was a big delegation from the Suisse Romande, from the Swiss French part. Yep. And that was one of the great things for me to discover, like just the ambience that, there was a big group of us there. So there were people that I knew, and we'd just seen each other during the previous competitions or seen each other every now and then. But I have to say, the support that we felt, we really didn't feel like we were the only two from our club, because, just when someone would come on stage, or the cheers and the energy, it was wonderful. So even if we were the only two from our club, I really have to say we felt so in a group. It was a great discovery. Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'd love to ask you, as a final part now, Mandy, what do you do professionally? And maybe does evaluations come into, or a form of that? Maybe not in such a competitive way, but do you use this skill in your own life, in your profession? And how has Toastmasters helped your work?
Yeah, absolutely. So I do a lot of coaching for professional development. And I think indirectly evaluations does come into that, is what the person's saying, between what they're saying and what they want to do. Does it make sense? Is it coherent? How can you bring that across? Do they formulate their words correctly? Do they prepare? That kind of thing. So I think the evaluations technique of giving feedback there is really, really useful. And then I do a lot of facilitation and workshops as well for team communications or team coachings. And I think there, the actual Toastmasters skill of speaking, I think one thing is the technique. We know our technique in our work, right? We know the facilitation and the coaching techniques, but what Toastmasters has taught me on top of that is just the flexibility with it. And just to be much more aware of how is your audience responding, and then to react accordingly. Whereas beforehand, I would just have my plan, and I would, if it didn't quite go according to plan, or if they weren't responding as I thought they would, I'd be a bit like, oh, this is going wrong. And now I'm much more flexible in that. So I'll just go another direction, and that's fine. And I think that the level of comfort that I have now comes across to them, so that they're also more comfortable.
Okay.
So yeah, it really has helped me a lot.
A win-win for everybody, obviously, for your clients and the groups that you're facilitating and coaching, and then also for you to feel that sense of ease with what you're doing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, that's fantastic, Mandy, and congratulations again on winning the evaluations contest. And I'm sure your club with Karina and your club will celebrate this success. I don't know, in my memory, there hasn't been certainly two contest winners from one club. So that's really great for
I'm really curious about that. Indeed, it's one of the things that I want to see. Is it common? Is it not? Like, I think it's really, it's been really exciting to go on this path together, but just to actually both get through like that. Yeah.
Well, a great marketing for your club as well, in terms of the local area, maybe in terms of attracting new members, or maybe people who want to come across and learn about the special sauce that's clearly being passed around in your club, Mandy. So
it's just a lot of fun, really.
That's it. And that's what we ultimately want Toastmasters to be, a lot of fun.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, thanks again, Mandy, for your time.
Thanks,
and we appreciate you being on tonight's Breaking News. Take care.
With pleasure. You too.
There you have it, a wonderful interview with Mandy. And I've put my glasses on because coming into Breaking News is truly breaking news. Would you believe, a couple of weeks ago, we interviewed the organizing team from the CEST conference, the first Division G conference. And we now are going to go live to the conference. I'm being joined by our District Director, Turantanin, and our District Director-elect, Margarita Broadbeck. Welcome. If you can unmute, welcome to Breaking News. And if you're looking at this image now, everyone, you are seeing the conference live in Chios. Hello, everyone.
Hello from Chios.
Wow.
Welcome to Chios.
There we go. I thought my eyes were deceiving me when you joined. That's why I had to put my glasses on so I could actually see the screen. Wonderful. Thank you for joining Breaking News. What's happening where you are? Of course, there is the first Division G conference, but what have you celebrated and enjoyed today? It looks amazing.
I do think we are celebrating Toastmasters in Greece, and all the guests from all over the world that came here to join this fabulous conference in Chios.
Amazing. Wow. And we have really, two division directors in the room. So we had our DCM last week. Congratulations, Margarita, on being our district director-elect. I think that's the term for the next month. And then you'll be chief in charge. And of course, Tarin handing on the baton now over the next month or so to Margarita. Whoa. We can't hear you all too well, but if you want to come a little closer, you're welcome while they clean the mess up behind you there.
We are here. So yes, that is correct. Margarita is the district director-elect, and I am the future immediate past district director, whatever that means. So it means my term will end at the end of June, but we've already started working on we've been working together with Margarita, as you know, the whole year in our roles as DQD and district director. And now we're going to continue our collaboration, but our roles will change. So it's basically a wonderful transition for me. We've been in Chios speaking with our Division G about the past, present, and future. It's wonderful to be in Chios. As you know, we have this club in Chios that we want to open, so we're doing our best to promote Chios so that it becomes one of the new clubs of Division G. And we're, of course, enjoying our Mediterranean life. We're going to have also some wonderful music, and you might even be on time to listen to just a taste of it, so you can also feel that you're with us here in Chios.
Oh, that's wonderful. So for those watching on, yes, the Division G conference, it's live, literally live on somebody's mobile phone. So we'll listen in for a few moments. That sounds wonderful.
Let's see. Can we ask them just to play a bit of music so our friends can also listen to the music that we have here?
Χαιρετίστε λίγο.
Just a few notes. Hello!
Hi!
Hello, David!
Whoa. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Wow, this is really, truly breaking news. Yes, Margarita.
David, there is now a very special treat in store for everybody who has joined us online tonight. Just give us a few seconds.
Okay, we have a few seconds. This is wonderful.
Forceps. Forceps.
A little side. We're a little bit side.
So maybe you help him, Yanni.
Danny, come on, help her.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you so much. And I think, is that Panayotis? Is that Panayotis dancing?
What you just have seen is our Division G Director-elect coming to this beautiful island of Chios and to Greece.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Really, a special thanks to you both for joining us from the island of Chios, to Panayotis, to the music, to the Toastmasters spirit. And Lara just pointed out, Italy 1 week, Greece the next, Turkey in next week. So we've got a lot of things happening across District 109. Congratulations to you both on a superb year. And Margarita, all the best for the coming year of Toastmasters of the next season as well. We welcome you and we look forward to catching up with you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank
Bye
you.
bye. Whoppa.
Well, there you have it. Really wonderful. I was not expecting that, but they joined via somebody's mobile phone on the island of Chios. And as you can see there, the fun, the spirit, the sense of coming together. And I'm sure there are many Toastmasters across the district there joining in that event, that Division G their first conference. It started a couple of days ago. It goes till tomorrow. So if you haven't been there, then maybe go to the second one. That'll be next year as well. And really, to round out tonight's breaking news, I have another interview, a pre-recorded interview, which I was about to play, but we had a special entertainment that just came through there. Now I'd like to share with you another initiative that's coming through our Greek Toastmasters group. This is a book club. So you'll hear now from Toastmaster Anastasia. Toastmaster Anastasia, it's wonderful to have you on this episode of Breaking News. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, David. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, well, we're excited to hear more about what is happening for your initiative, your Athens Book Club. Could you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, the book club is an initiative that came to my mind because I wanted to come closer with Toastmasters and get to know them more, and also read more books, because I believe that accountability would help me read more books and be more consistent with that. Yeah. And it works, actually. So I gathered some people, I started sharing it with people and Toastmasters, and it seemed that everybody got very excited. So we started the club.
Ah, great. So when did you begin this book club?
Around November 2022. So it's been a little bit more than 6 months.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. And so you started it. Were there others also in your home club at Toastmasters that were interested, or how did you get the momentum and excitement about such an initiative?
Yeah, to be honest, at the beginning, I didn't know if people would be excited to join something like that. So I started sharing it with people, and everybody I shared it with that also loves books, they were all in. They were like, yes, let's do it. So I started sharing it with email, messenger, and stuff like that. I shared it with our area director, who then shared it with all the club mailing lists.
Mm-hmm.
We arranged for a meeting to get started, and we started. And from then, it's one step at a time, basically.
Yeah, great. Wow, that's amazing. And so how often do you meet, and where do you meet?
We meet once a month on a Saturday, usually at 5 to 7 p.m. And we meet at a cafe, at a rooftop of a hotel or something like that.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
You
and
actually
every time it's a different place, actually.
every time a different place. Great.
Yeah.
That's good, because you actually sent me some pictures, which I've managed to put on screen here now for us. So 3 different locations, I guess, 3 different meetings or meetups. You mentioned a rooftop, a cafe, and I see also here maybe during winter a more indoor space as well.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Now that the summer is approaching, I don't know, maybe the next meeting will be on a beach. We'll see.
That sounds good. Wow, wow. And so is this just for your club, or are there other clubs involved?
Basically, it's open to all clubs in Greece, because we have the meetings in Greek, and especially Athens, because it's based in Athens. And if there is someone that we think that is not a Toastmaster, but we think would vibe well with a book club, is invited too. But it's most 99% of the time it's only Toastmasters. We've had a few visitors who are non-Toastmasters, but the core is Toastmasters.
Okay, yeah, interesting. So Saturdays, 5 till 7 p.m. you said. And what kinds of books are you reading in the book club?
Yeah, since the beginning, we accepted that the books will be about self-development and everything that the Toastmasters basically are passionate about. Leadership, maybe speech crafting, maybe storytelling and stuff like that. So we decided also to have 2 options of books for its time, so that if somebody doesn't like one book, they have the other option. And usually what has ended up happening is that one of the books is usually self-awareness, self-development, like the Reinventing Your Life of Jeffrey Young and Janet Klotzko, which was our last book, or The 5 Love Languages, which is the one that we are reading this time. And then the other book is mainly skills like leadership, negotiation, how to make speeches, like the TED Talks of Chris Anderson, and Never Split the Difference of Chris Voss.
Okay, right. And so do all participants need to read both books when they come to a meeting?
No, they, well, we invite everybody to come, even if they haven't read any books. This is the good thing with our club. We end up having great conversations anyway. But usually most people will choose to read one book because we're all busy, and usually the books are quite heavy in the sense that there's some implementation to be done, like the book Atomic Habits. We have to implement some stuff in order to see a difference, to understand what the book is about. So usually people choose one option.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow. A great, seriously great initiative. And maybe we could encourage more of our countries or cities, larger cities, obviously, with a number of clubs to follow suit. Vienna, where I'm from, could absolutely find a book club, found a book club. So my question then, so the books, you mentioned some titles just now, are they translated into Greek, those books then? And so you mentioned the meetings are in Greek. And obviously, are people reading the translation, or unless it's an original Greek author, for instance, like you mentioned, the Chris Anderson books, which I know of in English, or are people reading English and then coming to speak in Greek, just for language as an idea here?
Well, actually, we have decided not to have only Greek books. That sounds weird, but many of us prefer to read books in English, like me. So, and I have access to books through my Script account, and I that's where I get them. So far we have found books that have been translated in Greek. So they are available for people who want to read them in Greek, but they are usually in English. The first language is English.
I see. Yeah, great. But that multilingual aspect, as you say, you want to read in English, but you want to obviously share the meeting in Greek. Others who might want to read the words in Greek and then and it's translated, and therefore have the meeting in Greek as well. So that's really wonderful.
Interesting. Then it's interesting because I'm using the English terms and they're using the Greek terms.
The Greek terms.
We're trying to find them.
The common ground there. Well, that's a wonderful sharing, which is really great. And you mentioned before, mainly 90% Toastmasters, but are non-Toastmasters or friends of Toastmasters also able to come?
Yes. We've had some people, a few so far, that are interested in books. They're interested in self-development. They have friends in Toastmasters, so they have joined some of our meetings. Usually those people are not that committed, though. I don't know. Maybe Toastmasters are intense.
Who knows? That's interesting.
But yes, we're open to anyone who is in this vibe of self-development and discussion, right? We openly discuss, and we sometimes get very personal too, especially the books that are concerning self-awareness and self-improvement. We can become a little bit more intimate and share personal issues, personal experiences. So basically, people need to be open and to share. And also, some people are not very comfortable being shared this kind of information. So that has happened too. And they never joined again.
Well, that's it. Sometimes we think of book clubs just for novels or, Harry Potter or whatever. But in this case, it really does tie in to the whole purpose around Toastmasters, which really is to improve ourselves and to develop our leadership skills. So I think it's a tremendous idea. And you mentioned all the meetings are in person. We saw that from the pictures before. Do you ever plan to do online or hybrid meetings as well?
Well, in my club, we're doing hybrid meetings, and that it's so much fast and so difficult. So no, it's in person, and we're making it simple.
Nice. I think that's a great thing. It does create that realm for discussion and meeting, sharing, and a different idea behind a club meeting. So
yes, and we need that. We need that in-person collaboration after so many years of being on and online. And in distance.
So really a wonderful initiative. Thank you, Anastasia, for your comments and thoughts. As the founder of the Athens Book Club, maybe we would encourage others to also follow suit in cities like Vienna. So maybe I could do that next year and we could have another chat. But if others wanted to reach out to you just to learn more or maybe ask you some questions, do you have a preferred way that people could contact you?
They could find me on Facebook, and I would be delighted to talk about creating a book club for Toastmasters. You can find me under my name, that is so.
We see that there on screen. Good.
Oh, that would be the best place to find me.
Perfect. So reach out if you're watching this recording. Reach out to Anastasia and found a book club. Maybe we can again, come together and hear of more initiatives over the next 12 months and start with the Athens Club leading the way and leading that charge. When will your next meeting be, Anastasia?
The next one, so because the summer is here and 5 to 7 p.m. is going to be very hot in June, we are going to move it to early morning.
Okay.
Well, early morning. It's 11 to 1 p.m.
Okay.
And we'll probably meet at a cafe close to the water, close to the beach, and then maybe go swimming.
Yeah, wonderful. Great. Wonderful.
It will happen the end of June.
End of June. Super.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you all the best for your meeting,
you.
for your book club, and thanks for coming on to Breaking News. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It was great. Thank you.
So there you have it, Anastasia there with a book club initiative that really is quite special. So if you happen to be in Athens, maybe get in touch with that club, with Anastasia, and certainly find out more about that. And I think it's really something that we could have across many cities, across our Toastmasters landscape, and maybe something for Vienna that I could get into in the coming year or so. So as we draw closer to the end of Breaking News, as Laura Filippi, who's online and joining me and has been messaging me while we've been looking at that video, mentioned, of course, yes, coming up in Ankara, we will have our Hall of Fame event. It'll also be a COT DOT. And June 16, I'm told, is dinner and networking. June 17 and 18 will be a Hall of Fame, and obviously the conference or the COT training details and the handover officially will all happen further down the track. And Lara mentioned that there will be some social media posts and things about that coming up where you can register for that as well. I also have here the agenda, a little bit hard to see there, but that's as good as I could get it there. But certainly on day one, it looks like a welcome. There's some speed networking and dinner reception. Then on the Saturday, some speeches, coffee breaks, club officer training, moments, lunch, and so forth. Then in the evening of the 17th, the awards ceremony and celebration dinner. Then on the Sunday, there will be a social event. So probably worth getting yourself over for that weekend there as well. So as we come now to a close for our second last episode for the year, I'd now like to read our weather. So this is tomorrow's weather. In Thessaloniki, it's 27, sunny and cloudy. In Ankara, 20 and showers and cloudy, you see there. Jerusalem, 27 and sunny. Ljubljana, 18 and showers. Nicosia, 28 and showers. In Rome, 24 and showers. 23 and showers. In Sofia, Birkirkara, 24 and showers. Villach, in Austria, it is showers and 17. But in Zurich, it is sunny and 24. So perhaps we're up and down with our summer weather at the moment. But what can we do? Of course, we could grab an umbrella. But it looks like our Toastmasters colleagues in Chios were truly having a good time. So we have one episode left of this year, of our Toastmasters year of Breaking News, in 2 weeks' time from now. So if you do have any news, please reach out to d109prm@gmail.com, and we can connect and we can go and hear what we could bring on to the last episode of Breaking News for this coming year. So it's been a wonderful episode. It's really nice to have had that spontaneous visit from Chios, and certainly those watching on afterwards, we hope you had a lovely evening. It looked like things were certainly festive and a strong community and a vibrancy there. So we do hope that you have enjoyed. So my name is David Corcoran, and I apologize for any reflection from my glasses, but I do need to see, and so I needed to put those on. So have a good week. Enjoy the next 2 weeks, and we'll see you for our last episode of Breaking News then. Take care.